Hello and welcome to MacroEdtech. We are providing 30 days revision series for the upcoming UPSC Civil Service Examination Prelims 2026, and I'm talking about paper number 2, that is CSET. This is day number 16, and today I will discuss two passage and one practice question for you based on logical reasoning. So let's begin the session and strengthen your CSET preparation step by step. Passage number 1. To tackle the problem of pollution in cities, policymakers think that drastic actions like temporary use of odd even number scheme for vehicles like in New Delhi, closing schools, factories, construction activities, and banning the use of certain type of vehicles are a way forward. Even then, the air is not clean. Vehicles more than 15 years old comprise 1% of total, and taking them off the road will not make any difference. Banning certain fuels and car types arbitrarily is not proper. Diesel engines produce more PM2.5, means particulate matter 2.5, and less CO2 than petrol or CNG engines. On the other hand, both diesel and CNG engines produce more NO than petrol engines, and no one has measured the amount of NO2 that CNG engines are emitting. So arbitrary bans or vehicles that have passed mandated fitness test and periodic pollution tests are unfair. What is needed is the scientific and reliable information about the source of pollutants on a continuing basis and the technologies that will work to reduce pollution from them. Now we'll see the interpretation of this passage. Here's the simplified version of this passage. The passage argues that the measures taken by the governments to control urban air pollution are often temporary, arbitrary, and not fully scientific. Actions such as odd even vehicle scheme, shutting schools and factories, and banning all vehicles or certain fuels may appear strict, but they don't effectively solve the pollution problem. The writer points out that vehicles older than 15 years from only a very small percentage of total vehicles, so banning them will have little impact. Different fuels and engines produce different pollutants, and no single fuel is completely clean. Decisions are being made without sufficient scientific evidence and continued monitoring. Instead of arbitrary bans, authorities should rely on accurate research, proper data collection, and suitable technologies to reduce pollution effectively. The central idea is that scientific analysis and evidence based policies are more important than emotional or temporary decision in fighting pollution. Now we will see the one question based on this passage. Now question number 1. Which one of the following statements best reflect the most logical and rational implications conveyed by the passage? Option A. Arbitrary curbs on vehicles to reduce pollutions are difficult to implement. Option B. Knee-jerk reaction cannot solve the problem of pollution, but an evidence-based approach will be more effective. We can take on hold because B is more related to passage, but one is not. Because in question they're talking about best reflect the most logical rational implication. So arbitrary curve on vehicles to reduce pollution are difficult to implement. This is not related to this. Option C. A heavy penalty should be enforced on those driving without periodic pollution. No, there's no mention about that. And option D, in the absence of laws to deal with the problem of pollution, in the absence of laws, it is also not given. The administration tend to make arbitrary decision. No. So option A, C and D are wrong. Only option B is more related to our passage because it's already given in the last of passage. Evidence-based approach will be more effective. Evidence and scientific approach. So B is more towards our passage. So B is correct answer. You can read the explanation here. We already discussed. The passage repeatedly criticized arbitrary and temporary measures such as odd even scheme bans on certain vehicles and closure of school factories. It emphasized that these actions are not based on proper scientific evidence. The main implication is that emotional or sudden means the knee jerk word is given. You can check here. Actions are less useful than evidence based policies. So option B is correct. Now read passage number 2. Good corporate governance structures encourage companies to provide accountability and control. A fundamental reason why corporate governance has moved on to the economic and political agenda worldwide has been the rapid growth in international capital markets. Effective corporate governance enhances access to external financing by firms, leading to greater investment, higher growth, and employment. Investors look to place their fund where the standards of disclosure, of timely and accurate financing reporting, and of equal treatment to all the stakeholders are made. So now see the correct interpretation or the simplified version of the interpretation of this passage. So the interpretation of the passage highlights the importance of good corporate governance in companies and economies. It explains that proper governance system create accountability, transparency and control within organization. The author states that the globalization and the rapid expansion of international capital market have made corporate governance an important issue worldwide. Investors prefer to invest in companies that maintain transparency, provide timely and accurate financial report, and treat all stakeholders fairly. Effective corporate governance helps company gain external financial support, which in turn lead to increased investment, economic growth, and more employment opportunities. So, what is the central idea? Central idea is that strong corporate governance builds investor confidence and contributes to economic development. Now, question number 2, which is based on passage number 2. Which of the following statements best reflect the logical inference from the passage given above? It is an important agenda of countries around the world to ensure access to global external financing. No, I think it is not part of our passage. So A may be removed. You can just eliminate option A. Now option B, good corporate governance improves the credibility of the firms. I think this is right, or we can take on hold. Option C, international capital market ensures that the firms maintain good corporate governance. International capital market, this kind of thing is not given in our passage. And fourth, good corporate governance paves the way for robust supply chain. This is also not given. So as per the elimination, we reach option B is correct. Now you can read the explanation why option B is correct. The passage explains the good corporate governance ensure accountability and control, improves standard of disclosure and financial reporting, treats stakeholder equally, and helps firms attract external financing and investor confidence. This means that the firms with good governance are seen as a more trustworthy and reliable, which directly improve their credibility. Why other options are incorrect? Because in the first option, the passage doesn't say that ensuring external financing is the main agenda of country worldwide. In option C, the passage says the growth of international capital market increase the importance of corporate governance, not that the market ensure it. And option D, supply chains are never discussed in the passage. So with the help of elimination method, we reached option B, and this is correct answer. Now question number 3, which is based on number system. Each digit of a 9-digit number is 1. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Means we have a 9-digit number and each digit is 1. What do you understand by that? 1, 1, 1 and so on. It is multiplied by itself. Means there is a 1, 1 and it is multiplied, means square. We can write it like that. What is the sum of digits of resulting number? So whatever number we get after squaring, we have to be simply add all the digits and then we will get sum. Now you can see here the 9-digit number like this, and we need to square as per the instruction given by the question. Then we will get 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1. Now find the sum of its digit. So it's simple, 1 plus 2 plus 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and so on. We have to add all the digit of this number. Now we will add. So after adding all the numbers, we will get 81. This is a very simple question. But what was the trick? And because in examination we have very limited time, and sometime maybe problem occur at this section, because we have to be multiply, means we have to square that number, and at the end we have to add all digits. So it is obviously time consuming question, but it is essential, or you can say it is a low hanging fruit, because we have to be qualified CSET. Now practice question. Consider the following including the questions and the statements. So we have total 4 statement and 1 question, and the information we have, there are 5 members A, B, C, D in a family. And what is the question? What is the relation of E to B? And statement number 1. A and B are married couple. Then statement 2. D is a father of C. E is D's son, and A and C are sisters. Which one of the following is correct in respect of our question and statement? Statement 1, statement 2 and statement 3 are sufficient to answer the question. Means statement 1, 2, 3 are sufficient to answer this question. Statement 1, statement 3 and statement 4 are sufficient to answer the question. Option C. All 4 statements together are sufficient to answer the question. Or option D. All 4 statements are not sufficient to answer the question. So it is a logical reasoning type question. Please try. If you found any doubt, you can ask in comment or write email at info@macroedtech.com. So that's it for today. Tomorrow I will upload next video. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. In description, link is available. Also, I want to inform you total 15 videos has been already uploaded on this channel. So you can watch and revise the PYQs. So thank you very much for today.